looks on your face. But I can see you now, I can see you now. What I can't explain, coming back again.
Check. How's it going, people? We're trying out the Twitch thing. Sick hat, says Jeff. Do you like this hat? I was on the fence about wearing it. But it's just so fun. Hello, Professor. So excited to see you again this semester. Excited to see you too. Cool hat. Thank you. Jenna says, hi, Professor Estes. Hi. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's the first day. First day of class. How many of you guys are on campus? Doesn't feel like the first day. I agree. Nice music. I like it. Rabbits never die. Oh, we'll have to bring that back, Shin. Fancy meeting you here. Is that Phil? How you doing, Phil? Good to see you again. Good morning, Prof. Good morning to you as well. We made a new stream layout here. Let's talk about cars. I agree. Let's just talk about cars a little bit. I don't have any class on campus except for one lab. Which lab is that? Is that 338? Good morning, Billy from Stranger Things Vibe. That's a compliment right there. I appreciate Billy from Stranger Things. I really do. We have one lecture and a lab on campus. What lecture do you have on campus? I get the feeling that most classes are online. That's just what I've surmised. Welcome everybody, welcome everybody. Music's a little bit loud. We'll back it off a little bit. Yeah, if you guys have any comments regarding the sound balance and stuff like that, let me know. We'll tweak things. We'll figure it out. I'm happy you guys are here. We're just trying to ease nicely into a new fall semester. This is Poggers, Dr. E. Thank you, Nate. Can I call you Nate? My brother's name is Nathan. We call him Big Nath because he's a monster. He's huge. He threw shot put at Arizona State University, and so he's just like half Thor. He's all about lifting heavy stuff. All right, guys, it's 10:20. Man, I just want to chat with you guys a little bit, but we're gonna get right into it. Randomly disconnecting from stream with large buffer. Anybody else having problems? Okay. The first thing we're gonna do is quickly go through the syllabus. No problems on my end, but you can try lowering the stream quality if it's buffering. Yeah. If you guys are, if the stream is skipping on you at all, there should be like a settings button. You can back off the quality a little bit. Looking like a surfer. Good. That is the vibe we're going for. That is the vibe. Okay. So, let's try to get this going. Took me like 10 minutes to make an account. I meant to send that earlier. Okay. Yeah, if you want to join in the chat on the right-hand side, you have to make a free Twitch account. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Shouldn't be too painful, but is the video buffering? Use the low latency toggle. Thank you so much, Gary. Yeah, any questions for me or your fellow classmates, throw them in the chat. We'll figure this out as we go. I'm so happy you guys are here. This is exciting. We're doing a remote class. We'll try to make it as fun as possible. I know you guys are missing campus. This is a weird time. So we're just going to try to make it fun. Where can we download the PDF? Oh, are you talking about the PDF for the syllabus? That's all up on UB Learns. I crossed some things out because, let's see if this works. We're gonna switch over. Oh, so here's UB Learns. I'm on our course page. If you go over here to course documents, you can click on the syllabus. So that's where you can get the PDF. But even more important, if you go to notes here, there's a folder for in-class handouts. If you go here, this is where I'm going to post our handout for the day, which we're going to get to this later. But you can follow along with me and take notes. I know I didn't post this too far in advance, but if you have like a printer, I don't even own a printer. I don't know how I can expect you to own a printer, but if you have access to a printer, you can print this out. It's got some blanks in here that we'll fill out as we go. Or if you have a fancy tablet, you can download this PDF and annotate it as we go. Uh-oh, preview. But this is what we're going to get to after the syllabus. Okay, so I blacked out some of this stuff because, you know, anybody can be on Twitch. But you, members of the class, you're privy to this information, so I have my email. I'm going to try, for office hours, Discord. Last semester I used Twitch for office hours, and we might do some of that as well. But Discord is kind of like Zoom, but it also has some chat features. I kind of look at it as a Zoom Plus. Tell me if I'm wrong on that. I don't know. But all you have to do is follow this Discord link. Class on Twitch. That's right. That's right. Is that Prof. Melko? I cut off the chat. I can't even see your name. Good grief. But there, yeah, this is a Discord channel invite. And my office hours are going to be Wednesdays and Fridays, 4:30 to 5:30. I don't think there should be any other classes at that time. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I try to find a time that doesn't really overlap. We have a teaching assistant, Suvik, and this link over here for Discord is it's the same link. Is that Prof. Melko? Can somebody tell me that? I can't. I'm new to Twitch, okay? I just can't figure it out. I can't see. Oh, cool. Prof. Melko, he's cool. He's like one of the first professors to stream on Twitch, so he kind of inspired me to try this out. So I'm trying to learn and steal from him. Okay, so our TA, office hours Tuesday, Thursday at the same time. So the idea is office hours run Tuesday through Friday at that time. So if you have questions, you can pop in and either myself or the TA will be there. Okay, let's get into what this course is about. Obviously, it's road vehicles. More specifically, dynamics, stability, control. And to make it as simple as possible, if I had to distill the goal of this class to one goal, we're trying to answer the question, how do you get a car from point A to point B as fast as possible? Yeah, so I mean, we're going to study road vehicle dynamics from the perspective of mostly race cars. Because when you push a car to the limit, like what happens in Formula One, that's where the dynamics become a little more interesting. And so it'll be fun. We're looking at vehicles from the context of, okay, when are we building our own F1 car? We're starting today. I have all the equipment, all the gear. It's being sent via Amazon in a couple large boxes to all of your houses individually, and we'll be building one together. Each one of us our very own F1 car. Okay, so we're going to do theoretical but also experimental analysis. And what I mean by that is we're going to look at some real data. So one type of data is from tire testing. Tires are a huge part of vehicle dynamics. If you talk to somebody in racing, they might tell you that tires are the most important part. That's right, for no extra cost. You're just getting all the F1 components sent right to your door. Zero financing as well. And so tires are super important. We're going to look at how they test tires to figure out the type of force they generate under different conditions. Other data we're going to look at is like navigational data from cars or telemetry data and predicting some performance from that. So I'm going to try to bring some real life data into this. I'm just scanning through here. We're going to take those tire forces and we're going to apply them as inputs to two-wheel and four-wheel models of varying complexity for cars. And these two-wheel and four-wheel models, they're going to be differential equations. And these equations that we use, these are the same equations that people are using for automatic lane keeping, automated driving, any suspension related stuff. Yes, we're going to look at suspensions. We're not going to get heavily into suspension geometry. We're mainly going to be concerned with how suspension affects lateral load transfer between tires in racing. So we'll see that like when you race and when you're taking a corner, it's best for the tires if all of them are evenly loaded. But you know, when you take a turn, your weight kind of shifts to one side, and that loads those tires a little bit more than the other. So the suspension helps with that and keeps tires kind of evenly loaded. So that's that's the topic of load transfer later on. Okay, so I mean that's just a real quick rundown of topics. So really just playing with damping and spring rates, Hank, pretty much. But the geometry will play into like the roll center and stuff like, so we'll also talk about that. Okay, description of remote operation. So obviously, we're right here on Twitch. If you aren't familiar with Twitch, welcome. It's fun. You can watch a lot of games here, but now you can also come to class. 2020. So like I said, to use Twitch chat, you're gonna have to make an account. So that's, if you're wondering how to use this chat on the right-hand side, you have to make a free Twitch account. You can make your name. You can post dogs on Twitch. It's 2020. So you can make your name whatever you want. But yeah, if you want me to know who you are, related in some way to your actual name. I mean, we'll probably figure it out along the way. You can just email me like, hi, I'm why can't I think of a name? I'm Dr. Disrespect, okay? And I'll know who you are and your Twitch name. So, but yeah, don't put your UB person number in there. We don't want like personal information. Okay, a little bit. This is my advice. I would say come to every lecture. It's in this sort of remote environment. I think we all know it's a little easier to check out and get behind. Like when you actually have to go to a physical brick and mortar building to come to class, I think it more forces you to stay in a routine, but because the routine got taken away from us, it's just a little easy to fall behind. So that's why I say, get in the rhythm of just coming here live. That's why I'm doing these live, so that you can be in this rhythm of at 10:20 a.m. Eastern every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm in class, hanging out with Dr. Estes and my fellow classmates, learning about road vehicle dynamics. So it's just going to be best for you if you come to every lecture. That being said, if you miss a lecture, Twitch is nice because like right after this lecture finishes, the video is automatically uploaded. So let's say you have a doctor's appointment or something, you're going to miss it. You can always come back later in the day, check out the video. I also upload the videos to YouTube. Just search Dr. Estes on YouTube. I didn't put the hyperlink because it's not like Dr. Estes, like YouTube.Dr. Estes or something, because I think you need a certain amount of subscribers before you can actually have a simple YouTube channel name. So mine is just like a huge string of digits that makes no sense. So it's just easier to find it. Just search Dr. Estes. I put the videos on YouTube because videos get deleted off of Twitch after like 18 days or something like that. So come live, but no, you'll have access to these videos if you ever miss something. Rules for Twitch chat. Just be kind and courteous. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. And don't post anything offensive. Simple as that. And you guys are doing great so far. Phil, I saw you asked about MATLAB. Guys, this class heavily utilizes MATLAB. I'm going to say that up front. It heavily utilizes MATLAB. And I'm going to try to give you as much help as I can along the way. Like even in the lecture today, I have some like sample code that shows you how to plot. So I'm going to give you as much help as I can, but know that MATLAB is a major portion of this course. Does the version of MATLAB matter? No. Doesn't make a difference which version you're using. Any old MATLAB will do. Okay, textbooks. Is the music you use in the background royalty free? Worried about copyright takedowns, muted sections of the VOD? Let me tell you something, Jeff. I'm using, what is this thing called? Soundstripe. And I paid for membership to Soundstripe because it gives me the license to every song that I play. So, I don't think I'm going to get in any trouble with copyright stuff. I hope. I mean, I'm kind of new to this, but I think I'm doing it right. Will you be posting the sample MATLAB code for us to reference later? Sure. Yeah. Okay, textbooks. So I don't require a textbook. It's not, you don't have to buy something, but these books are fantastic. Like I heavily use this one, Race Car Vehicle Dynamics. Let me show you this book. I think it's this. Oops. And it's massive. It weighs like 500 pounds. But it's by William and Douglas Millikan. And I don't know if you know this, but these guys are giants in the vehicle dynamics industry. And they're Buffalo local. So sometimes, or actually the past couple of years, I've gotten Doug to come and give a lecture to our class, and he's done like everything. Consulted with like NASCAR, some F1 stuff, big auto. So he's really great. Hey, probably something that will come in really handy for you. Oh yeah, I think I blocked hyperlinks, so that's why it's ****. It has a feature where you can edit people's usernames in chat, and it'll remember. Oh, thank you very much. I'll probably use that later on. Very much appreciated. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna post my notes. I'm gonna try to make those really detailed and useful to you, but the reality is the depth of information in the notes is gonna pale in comparison to all of the great content in here. These first two books especially, if you're interested in vehicle dynamics, get these books. They're really, really good. Okay, so once you get through this class, what should you be able to do? Like in general terms, you're gonna understand the basics of getting a car around a track as fast as possible. So like throttle, brake timings, when to change gears. That's what we're starting the class with. Kind of fun. Analyze real life data involving engine power and tire forces to predict vehicle performance. So I'm talking about like chassis dyno data. You'll learn a little bit about what that is and how you can predict vehicle performance with that. One of our homework assignments, we're going to do a drag race between a Tesla and a Corvette. And just look up a YouTube video. They have a couple drag races. It's pretty fascinating. So we're gonna simulate that. We're gonna study that problem. We're gonna use 2- and 4-wheel mathematical models. I mentioned that. But by the end, when you get a ceiling, that instant torque, yeah, that's what the Tesla has going for it. I think I saw a Tesla towing an Alpha Beetle Alpha. What? If you didn't know, Teslas are really fast. I mean, in terms of acceleration, people don't necessarily drive them that way, but they can move. So once we learn all of this theory related to cars, you're going to be able to propose design modifications to meet different performance specifications. Tesla stock split 5-1. Go buy some. Man, Tesla is doing well, my friends. Good grief. Okay. All right, let's talk about grading. And I have something new that I'm trying this semester. Okay, first of all, over here, Joe says I'm still buffering. I'm sorry. Hopefully we can figure that out for you. Homework is worth the majority of your grade. 60% for, so this number is for undergraduates. This number is for graduate students. So even if you're a graduate student in this course, homework is worth a lot. So the reason I'm doing that, I have a little description down here. I'm going to try to make cool problems, and then I hope that's where most of the learning takes place, when you solve these more real life problems. You know, in real life, you work on complex problems and you have time to figure it out. So I like weighting homework heavily, but because I weigh homework heavily, I also take academic integrity issues seriously. And to tell you how serious I take it, I put a picture of Liam Neeson over here. And if you know anything about that guy, he's a serious dude. Okay? So basically, homework has to be completed individually. Like you can, of course, collaborate in terms of talking to your friends about how do you do this problem. Like, I'm lost. I think it's great if you can... Are discussions of homework welcome? Yeah, Yeah, definitely. So please discuss with your classmates. So the issue is if you are just directly copying something from your classmate. Okay, it's different to collaborate, get some understanding of what's going on, help each other through it, and then independently understand what's going on. But if you just copy, if you're copying segments of code, so when we grade your homework, we'll see that kind of stuff. Will you help make groups for graduate students? I don't know anyone here. Yes, in a second, I have a comment about that I will help. Alex, I will find you and I will fail you. Okay, very good. That should be added right here. That's a really good quote. Yeah, I mean, the point isn't to scare you. I just want to let you know in advance, straight talk. I take it very seriously. So if I receive some assignments where it's just obvious that one was copied from the other, then both of them get a 0. So it just doesn't help anybody. Okay. The second most significant part of the course is group projects. And this is something new. Okay. So there's going to be 3 of them, and each of them affect your grade the same. And it's the same weighting for undergraduate and graduate students. So I think I wrote a little bit about here. Yeah. So I'm doing these projects to replace traditional tests. So I was like weighing in my mind, do I want to do like online tests or like take-home tests? And I did some research, and I think it'll be best to instead do some assessments that are, more like real life, where, especially in racing, you solve complex problems collaboratively. Like you're working together to develop a car that goes as fast as possible. So instead of having 3 tests, I'm going to have 3 short-term group projects. And each of these groups, I'm going to randomly assign in advance. So it's going to be a different group each time. You won't have a say in who's in your group. And what are the projects going to be like? These are going to be making a design solution for a racing problem. So like a heads up, the first one, the first part of this course is studying getting a car from A to B as fast as possible along a straight. So we're not turning yet, we're just going straight. So how do you do that? Like what should your throttle and brake timings be like, and so on. So this first group project, I'm going to have you design an engine. It's not going to be all of the nuts and bolts and like the actual geometry of the engine. I'm talking about making a torque versus engine speed profile. And we'll talk more about what that is. Some of you who are into like cars know what I'm talking about. Like when you talk about the performance of an engine, you'll have like a torque and power curve. So I'm going to have you design your own torque and power curve for an engine. And you're also going to design the gear ratios in the transmission with the goal of making a car that finishes like a quarter mile in the fastest possible time. So it's like a cool problem like that, where you have a simple goal and then you have to figure this out together. And then we can see like which teams make the fastest car and whatever. That won't be a part of your grade, but that's kind of fun to see what different people come up with. So you're going to work on a problem like that in a group. You're going to make a report about it, and to make sure that everybody contributes and that nobody's just pulling all the weight, there's going to be peer reviews where you say, okay, this person was helpful, this person wasn't helpful, and you can also rate yourself. And I expect, like whenever I do group stuff, most groups are just really great. They work well together. It's very rare that groups just aren't working, but if that's the case, you can talk to me about it and we'll work it out. Okay, so I feel like I'm talking a mile a minute here. How are you guys doing? Are you doing all right? Just drinking a little smoothie here. Oh, doing great. Sounds good. Does that sound good to you guys? Pretty good. Not I. You're not doing good? Okay. Okay, so if you're an undergraduate student, this is what you're looking at. You're looking at homework and group projects. Kind of sad about not being able to choose groups. I hear you. Oh, Wakanda Forever. Yeah, I know. That's really sad. What's his name? I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. But yeah, rest in peace. So the reason I don't have choosing groups is because some people, like especially in this remote environment, some people don't know other students as well, and it's just like a little harder to make groups. So I just want to create those groups myself, and I think it'll kind of make it equitable. Like, and if you don't like your group for the first project, just know it's going to be switched up for the second one. But if you loved your group for the first project, well, hopefully the next group is just as great. Okay, so this is what it looks like for undergrad students, right? If you're a graduate student, you're going to do a research paper on top of this. And I'm going to give you more details about it, but the goal is it'll be semester long, and I'm going to have like some multiple gateways to like check your progress and stuff. And in the end, you're going to make a research paper. So I'm going to give you more details about it, but the way I look at it is, if there's something about vehicle dynamics that you find interesting, I don't know, like, for example, active suspension or steering assist control systems or something like that. This is an opportunity for you to dig a little deep in there and do some research and then tell me what you find out. Active suspension was too OP in F1. Yeah. Is it out then? There's no active suspension in F1 now? Do you guys know there's a Formula One show on Netflix? I just started watching it. I think it's like Drive to Survive or something. Oh, they banned it after Williams abused it in the 90s. No active suspension or active aero in F1. Yeah, you should check out that Netflix show. It's interesting. And if you've never looked at F1, it's kind of eye-opening. Man. Okay, letter grade distributions, greater than 90 is an A. And depending on how things shake out during the semester, I might play around with these boundaries a little bit. I would never make these boundaries higher. Like, it's not like, oh, now you need a 92 to get in. I'm not going to do something like that. Okay. Academic integrity, already mentioned that. Accessibility resources. Yeah, if you have any accessibility accommodations, just let me know. We'll make arrangements. All right, people, that's the syllabus. We just blasted through it. It's up on UB Learn, so just let me know if you have any questions. But let's try to get into some content for the day. So, if you have the handout, does homework have to be done on engineering paper, or will any kind of paper be fine? Any kind of paper is going to be fine. So I just want the homework. It's going to be written. Just submit it as a PDF online. So what you can do, yeah, that's right, Joe. The app that I like to use is called Cam Scanner. It's on your phone, and it makes really nice PDFs from pictures you take with your phone. So Cam Scanner. Do you guys use that? I think it's the best for this type of thing. Okay. If you have these in front of you, get ready to follow along. We're going to get right into it. We'll see how far we get. This class goes from 10:20 to 11:10. Man, we're running out of time. We'll get as far as we can. Okay. You're going to post filled out notes, right? I will. But I think it's best to help you stay engaged if you follow along. All right, so let's get right into it, people. Speedrun lecture. You use TurboScan. Okay, so there's probably other stuff like Cam Scanner. Yeah, we're going for an any percent speedrun right now. I'm just going to skip a couple boxes. I'm just going to go out of frame to the side, go all the way down to the bottom. Boom, done. Okay. So, the goal for this class, so always be thinking about this. Get from point A to point B as fast as possible. So we're studying road vehicle dynamics from the perspective of racing, and this is kind of going to frame all of our study. So we're going to build our understanding of this goal through a series of problems. So I like to teach through problems or examples. And so we'll start with simple problems, and then we'll make these more and more complicated. And I like that problem-based learning. So I have an example here. And the point of this problem is to show you how mass and tractional force affect acceleration. So tractional force is the accelerating force generated by the tires that propel you forward. We'll talk more about that when we get into tires, but all right, here's the example. We're gonna have Dr. D. I mean, we're on Twitch, right? So might as well do it. Dr. Disrespect challenges the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to a 100-meter car pull. Didn't he get banned? Oh, right. He's on YouTube now. My bad. So they're gonna pull a car 100 meters across a frictionless surface. So the question is, who wins based on these stats below? Okay, so let's take a look. So these are the cars that they're going to be pulling. The Rock is going to be pulling this 1985 Ford F-250. It just seems fitting. And the mass of this car is 2612 kilograms. All right. So 5,760 pounds. And he is, I'm saying he's 2 times stronger than Dr. D. He's probably even stronger than that. But this is the force that he's going to be producing for this car. This tractive force. And I'll call it like F in the X direction 1. And we'll do this metric. So that's 222 newtons. And okay, Dr. D, of course, it's a 1994 Lamborghini Diablo. What else would it be? So it's lighter. So we're trying to make it fair. I mean, he's not as strong, so he should be pulling a lighter car, right? Okay, 111 newtons. All right, so who wins? They're dragging it 100 meters across a frictionless surface, and we're assuming that they can produce these constant forces. Okay, so how do we solve this? Well, we're going to start with a free body diagram, they both win. So we're going to use Newton's laws to figure out this problem. So let's imagine that this block on a frictionless surface represents either car, and it's pulled a distance x, and each of them produces a constant force Fx. So we're just starting with a pretty basic problem here. We will check acceleration and direction of motion. The one with higher acceleration wins. You're correct. You are absolutely correct. Okay. So to explain that, we have this free body diagram, and then we apply Newton's second law. So what does Newton's second law say? The mass times the acceleration. So I use dot notation for derivatives. So 2 dots means 2 time derivatives. The second time derivative of position is acceleration. So the mass times the acceleration is the sum of forces. So if we isolate the acceleration from this, the acceleration is a function of time. Well, it's just a constant in this case. It's the tractive force divided by the mass. So each of them generates a tractive force. They're pulling a car of a different mass, and we have this constant acceleration for both of them. So we're going to go through this the long way, because we'll need these kinematic equations later on. But you might already know that whoever has more acceleration sustained over time, that's going to produce more speed, and you're going to cover more ground. So the person with more acceleration, well, let's not spoil it. Okay. So we're going to integrate the equation of motion to solve for the position of each of them as a function of time. And once they get to 100 meters, we're going to see at what time each of them got there to see who won. Okay, so who has the faster time? Okay, so we're going to integrate this acceleration once to get velocity. So I'm using tau here as a dummy variable. So if you're following along, up above, we know that that's the expression for the acceleration. So we're going to integrate that over time. Oh, but I should use d tau here. All right. And this, you know, that acceleration is a constant, so I shouldn't really have that as a function of tau there. Or wait, no, that's fine. Okay. So when we integrate this, the derivative, or the integral of acceleration is velocity, so we just have one dot. We integrated acceleration, we got velocity. And then we're evaluating at these boundaries, t and 0. And that's going to be fx over m tau. Also evaluated at those limits. So if we break this down, we're going to have this. So we're just evaluating the limits of those integrals here. So the velocity as a function of time, it's going to be your initial velocity plus your acceleration multiplied by time. So this is just the standard equation for velocity for a constant acceleration problem. You guys have seen this before, but we're just going through all the nitty-gritty. All right, next we're going to integrate this once again. And then that'll give us position. It's been a long summer, guys. We gotta get warmed up here. That's why we're going through this kinematics. So I'm taking this right-hand side. I should use a dummy variable tau here. So we're going to integrate that. And then it's kind of going to look the same here. This is going to become position because we integrated velocity. We evaluated at the limits. And then we're going to have that initial velocity. Now it's times tau. This acceleration, but it's tau squared over 2. We evaluated at those limits. And so we're going to have the position as a function of time minus my initial position is my initial velocity times time plus my acceleration times time squared over 2. So we're just breaking that down step by step. And then if I move everything over, we just get this standard equation for position in a constant acceleration problem. Are we still feeling good? Just some review on integrating some kinematic equations. So we're having a race, and we have an expression for the right-hand side should be x0 naught. Did I mess something up? It has been known to happen. It has been known to happen. I am certainly not infallible, so okay. Doing good. It's been a while, says Jenna. Yeah, when I was going through this myself, I was like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot how to integrate, didn't I? That's what happens to everybody when you haven't done it for a little while. Okay, so we have this expression for the position. Now we're going to apply these initial conditions. We're going to assume that Dr. D and the rock start with position 0, velocity 0. So that means, you know, up here we set these terms to 0. And then this becomes pretty simple. So the position at the final time of the race is going to be fx over m. And then we plug in this final time for t. So we're just using that equation in the box up above, but using the initial conditions, substituting tf for t. And then we can solve for the final time from this, because we know that at the end of the race, xtf is going to be 100 meters, right? Okay. So if you solve for tf from that equation, 2 times the mass times their position at the end divided by that constant tractive force. So I'll keep this in the frame, but we're gonna get down to the result here, everybody. So we're gonna use this formula. Okay. 2. So this is for the rock. The mass of the car he's pulling was 2612 kilograms. And we know that the final position, XTF, is 100 meters. And then we're going to divide that by the tractive force he was producing, 222 newtons. All right. If you plug in those numbers, it takes 48.5 seconds to pull that 100 meters. All right. How does how does Dr. D do? You think he wins? So we substitute the mass of his vehicle. He's pulling the same distance, and he's producing half the force of the rock. Drum roll. Yeah. Disappointing. Disappointing. But no one beats the 2-time. Have you guys seen Dr. Disrespect? He's been playing Fall Guys recently. I haven't played Fall Guys, but I really want to try. Is it on Steam or what's the deal? Okay, we got like I've seen F1 drivers streaming. Really? Okay, we're gonna have to play Fall Guys on here. Can we get the whole class in Fall Guys? It's on everything. We should get our whole class playing Fall Guys. Okay, so this is pretty basic, but we're just reviewing some stuff. So what if the race was longer or shorter then? Would that change the result? Let's say we did 1,000 meters. Would Dr. D win out in the end? And the answer is that won't change anything, because the position of each of them is given by this simple expression that we wrote above, right? So this is just a quadratic function in time, and this fx over m is the acceleration. So whoever has the bigger acceleration is going to have a quadratic function that grows faster, and so they'll always be ahead. So I think that's what I was saying down here. So fx1 over m1 was the acceleration for the rock. fx2 over m2 was Dr. Disrespect. So as long as the rock's acceleration is greater, x1 will be larger than x2. So the rock will be farther along in the race. So that's at any time. So it doesn't matter if the race is longer or shorter. Just remember, this is the acceleration. So if we were to plot over time the distance, you see that the rock is always winning, and the margin just keeps growing. So no matter if it's a short race or a long race, in racing, our goal is always to maximize acceleration. OMG, I'm getting free education. Good. I'm happy. Okay. So more acceleration always wins. So I'll show how do you make a plot like this in MATLAB. If you're not familiar with MATLAB, I posted the code I used. So let's just breeze through this for now, because I'll post this, and you can just go back to this as a reference if to refresh yourself on plotting. But let's get to the main takeaway, because we're running out of time here. This is perfect timing. Okay, we didn't get to the examples. We'll finish those because I have some Formula One examples here that are pretty insightful. But we'll get to those on Wednesday. So the main takeaway from today, don't forget this. To get from A to B, so that's our goal, as fast as possible, you must maximize acceleration. you're always trying to produce the most acceleration that you can at any moment, because that's going to get you from A to B as fast as possible. Now, this simple example, it gives us a clue about how to maximize acceleration. So here's how you do it. Well, here's one way. To maximize acceleration of a road vehicle, from our formula, well, high acceleration usually has short gears with lower top end speed. Might win in the long run. True, true, true. But no matter the configuration of your car and your transmission, and you're always trying to maximize, you're trying to operate that vehicle at its maximum acceleration. You can change the profile from car to car, but within a given car, you're always trying to go full throttle. Okay, so to maximize acceleration of a road vehicle, you want to minimize mass. You want to make it light as you can. Floor the gas and then floor the brake. Terms and conditions may apply. That's exactly correct. You want to minimize the mass, make it as light as possible, but maximize the tractive force. Because the acceleration was tractive force divided by mass. If you want to maximize acceleration, boost that tractive force, lower the mass. We're always trying to make formula cars lighter. And guys, that's where we're going to have to stop for today. With that main takeaway. But as a preview for next time, we're going to talk about the tractive force of a formula car. If you're curious about how much force one of those puppies can make, it's a lot. Ferrari sucks. Not Ferrari? Oh, come on. Have a great day. Have a great day. No, Pepe hands. Yeah, guys, but this is what we're gonna do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Come here at 10:20. I'm gonna try to get these handouts up a little bit in advance so that you can follow along. Great lecture. I'll be back as a guest. Great. I hope you come back. Peace out. Looking forward to it. Nice speed run. Yeah, I mean, I felt like we were definitely speed running right here. Loving the bangers. What does that mean? Estes, I've got a Turbo JZ swapped. I'll let you use it as an example. Ooh. Yes. Have a great day. It's been fun thus far. I've had a lot of fun. Have a great day. Thank you. Have a great day, guys. Have a great first day. I hope you have a nice, relaxing. You're easing back into the semester schedule. I hope you're not stressed. Everything's going to be good. I got a stage 2 GTI we can use for experiments. Oh. Thanks, Dr. U2. Fall Guys competition. Whoever wins gets a free A. Somebody needs to figure out how we can get everybody into Fall Guys. I wish they should make it free to play is what they should do. We'll just get everybody. What about drift cars calculating grip? We might look at a little drifting. I don't know. Can you put up a poll to see who has it? I need to figure out how to do a poll. Let's see. How do I do it? Yeah, we need to get a Fall Guys tourney going. maximize acceleration, maximize tractive force, minimize mass, and Fall Guys. That game is hilarious. When I get the tune back on next spring, we can race. Let's just do some street races on the UB campus. It'll be a little bit less traffic. There's not as many people on campus, so let's just street race. All right, everybody. I'm sorry to cut this short. I got to run to a meeting. We're going to be back here on Wednesday for more road vehicle. We're going to get into that example with the Formula One car. It'll be sweet. Peace, everybody.